Welcome into From the Nosebleeds, the sound of Philadelphia. I'm Seamus Doyle, alongside Patrick O'Leary, Vince Lobiondo, joining us via satellite. We are all pumped up. We are fired up for the Fightin' Phils. And boy, oh boy, it's a shame. You know, John Barchard and Vince Quinn, great guys, giving us a great platform of opportunity. But every time the Phillies inch closer and closer to October, they are absent when we get to the studio. Is it because we come at obscure times because Vince has to go to the dentist or Taylor needs to get his teeth washed? Maybe. But all in all,
a lot of dental problems in this podcast, I guess.
A lot. But I need to see Vince Quinn and John Barchard during a Phillies playoff game. Seriously,
Seamus,
I'm going to make it happen.
Put the tinfoil hat on. Maybe they're avoiding you because they know that you are so right and they're so wrong.
Yeah, I think that's well. They also don't like me that much, but that's
a common
that's
theme.
neither here nor there. A lot of people don't like. Many people don't like me. But yeah, O'Leary he's my best friend. I'm not his best friend. He's like my best friend, pretty much, right? And he hates me, but I still rock with it because you know what? You only have one life to live, as the great Kanye West said. You only get one mic, as the great Kanye says.
You only get one shot.
I think that was
Not
Nas,
Kanye,
actually.
but it was Nas, yeah.
Dude, listen, rap is a new instrument for me, okay?
This opportunity comes
Once in a lifetime. Mom's spaghetti, knees weak, and my arms are heavy. So anyway, that
is how it goes.
A lot of people have been asking me questions. By a lot of people, I mean like my cat. I talk to my cat a lot. But seriously,
ever since you got the dab pen.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we're going to break the ice water right now. So to my employers, I'm probably fired, but this is my future anyway.
If your pizza shop is drug testing, man, I don't even know.
Oh yeah. Miguel just can't wait for me to drop my pants and fire a rocket, as Don Rickles would say. But as you can tell, maybe that's not us. The dab pen has not necessarily, impacted my energy level for the show. I just do it more so before I go to sleep so I can, sleep better, relax, unwind instead of drinking beer because beer has a lot of calories in it, and I'm trying to get fit for the holidays.
Just start drinking whiskey.
Nothing like getting fit for the winter.
Yeah, but that's what I tend to do. Because I always seem to get a little pudgier after my birthday because a lot of alcohol is being consumed. Because, oh my God, it's my birthday. So a lot of alcohol is being consumed from August 8th until now. So, and by the way, Pat O'Leary turns 25?
Yep.
25 at midnight tonight.
I'm on a podcast with a bunch of old men.
So happy birthday, Patrick. And a bunch of colorblind men, too, apparently.
I'm the baby boy around here.
Yes, you are, and you're adorable, Vince. I mean, I don't tell you that often enough.
That was coming. We all do it.
You're the most adorable guy. But I would have
Let me tell you right now, you're one of the most prettiest, most adorable little babies I've ever seen in my life.
Tremendously adorable.
I want to kiss your forehead every time I see you.
I just want to peck it, like a little rooster.
All right, move on.
Just peck it.
How can we move on? I mean, look at you.
Yeah, look at you. I just want to peck at your head all night long. Sorry, Sarah, if you're listening.
Yeah, she's in the room.
Sarah, I am so sorry.
With an H or?
By the way, I never met Sarah, and I'm very upset. Are you hiding her from me, Vince? Are you hiding her? Vince.
I don't blame him.
Vince hides everyone he loves and cares for from me, but eventually I get to them. But no, I do. I eventually
that sounded horrible.
I eventually end up meeting your family, didn't I? Didn't I, Vince?
You have.
Yeah, your mom's a nice lady. Your dad's awesome. I love your brothers. I think they're awesome. Your one brother's a superstar. He's a soccer superstar. He's a future Unionman. But
I wish.
Yeah, I know. How about the Union though? Apparently they're going down to Dallas. That's always kind of tough for the Union, from what I've been reading.
Dallas sucks.
Apparently
Dallas sucks in every sport, right?
But Vince, historically, apparently the Union have struggled in Dallas. FC Dallas. See, I've only been doing this from the Nosebleeds Twitter. I've been stalking the profile of Mike Butts just to see what he's been up to, and he's a big Unionman.
Of course you have.
Yeah, so
he's the son of Ben.
He's the son of Ben Simmons, which we'll get into later. He was harassed at a candy shop, by the way, and we'll get into that later. But Vince, I do want to ask you this. Now, since I'm a new guy, I'm all cool and hip now, right? I have a dab pen, I'm cool. I want to start getting into the Union. Is there any advice, just knowing me? You know me more than most people know me in many ways, But like, any advice for me to like kind of like get my feet wet with the Union? Like, what do I have to do? Watch like highlight reels? or-
No,
Go to
the
a game.
easiest. I was gonna say the
All right.
easiest way to get into it is just dive in and go to a game. You'll
Yeah.
get drunk, you'll have fun. The fans are electric, and you'll end up caring about the game. And listen, I will say this because I've said this on this podcast before. The one thing that soccer does have going for it is a pro and a con. The con part of it is that there's only maybe one goal a game, or sometimes there's none. But the pro is that when there is a goal, it is so electric.
It's
It's like
electric.
nothing else because in basketball they're scoring a bucket every 2 seconds. In football, touchdowns happen all the time. Even
Right.
in hockey, the goals are a little bit more unrare. But in soccer, it's a big moment when someone scores.
Now, Vince, that's a great point you bring up, and I did not plan on talking about the Union ever on this show. But like, I'm trying to like change my life. Like, I'm trying to not be so like narrow-minded when it comes to I live in like my own little world, and it's like Bruce Springsteen, Barnaby's, and
The Phillies.
the Phillies, and that's it. And I'm trying
And
to
the
ex-
Stones. Can't forget the Stones.
and the Stones, and that's it. But I'm trying to like expand my horizons. So I would assume like you said, like scoring a goal at the Union game or any soccer game, it's a big deal. People get excited because it's more elusive, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, now I'm used to the Phillies, right? And over the past like 6-7 years, the home run has been elusive pretty much outside of Bryce Harper or every once in a while Mikel Franco went yard or the Hoskins, which I'm,
Well-
by the way, Taylor, I'm Hoskin again. So you know what I mean? It's kind of like the home run.
Fairweather fan.
Like,
Any-
would you say?
I mean, yeah, I'd actually say it's even more elusive, maybe. Like, nah, I don't know. That's actually pretty hard to say, but I feel like people get more excited for goals in soccer. Like, I went to a Union game a while back, earlier, I think it was, or later last year, and I was sitting in the Sons of Ben with my friends, and when they did score, it was pretty fucking crazy.
That's awesome, man. Let's see. I gotta go to one. And Taylor's just staring me down
if
in the
for-
studio events. I wish you were here. He's just staring down.
Are you
at
streaming
me.
on your phone?
Yes, I'm streaming on my phone.
Okay,
What, is
that's
that a violation, or are we not allowed to do
I
that?
just saw you were distracted by your phone.
Well,
I'm just
because-
wondering why.
I was just just saying hi to
Well,
a few of my friends.
Seamus, to transition, you spoke of elusiveness for the Phillies, about how home runs have been elusive. Well, the other night, I guess it was yesterday. Any run at all was elusive for the Phillies as
It
they
was.
got
Yeah, I
shut
mean,
out
it's
by the
the
Reds.
Second time this week. First by
And
the Mets.
listen, I want to first off
Uh-oh.
say
Second time. How about
we
that?
need to apologize for the Phillies
Thank you.
on behalf of the Phillies to Ranger Suarez, because what a
Aw.
performance by Ranger to get fucked over by the offense like that.
Oh, he got
That's terrible.
steamrolled. I mean, like, he steamrolled the Reds, but he also got steamrolled by his own teammates. I mean, that's friendly fire right there.
Yeah, he was doing his best Kyle Gibson impression. Had
Yeah,
8
how-
strikeouts, no runs.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'd argue his best Thor impression. I hate to say it, but I mean, Thor's been giving you 7 innings. I mean, he's getting hit around like a sack of
Yeah,
bricks.
he's not playable in the playoffs, man.
No, he really isn't. But that's a later discussion. I feel like,
He's just there so your starters can get to the playoffs.
and that brings up an interesting conversation, Vince, because I want to get your perspective on this. So the city is pretty high on the Phillies right now, outside of like a staggeringly larger amount of people than I expected. If you listen to talk radio today in the city, we're very angry at the 1-0 loss in Cincinnati. But other than that, I mean, that's just not rational to be upset about a game like that. I mean, you got to focus on the Mets right now, obviously. And, I mean, a team that has dominated you all year. But I do want to ask you this, Vince. Going into the wild card series, assuming we make the playoffs, and if we don't make the playoffs, make no mistake about it, something like horrific has happened. Something like horrendous has happened. Like, we're talking about Bryce Harper maybe got hit by a bus, like that tragic, and died. Like you never know, like something horrific has happened if the Phillies don't make the playoffs. So, like, that begs the question. It's a best-of-3 wild card series, right? Obviously, you're going Wheeler-Nola in the first 2 games. Obviously. Who do you go number 3? Is it Ranger?
It's Ranger.
Or is
Yeah.
it
I mean, at this
it
point-
Kyle Gibson?
No, at this point it's Ranger.
It's Ranger.
Gibby he'll have like the occasional like he did 11 strikeouts, whatever, but he still gave up 3 runs in that game.
Right.
Yeah, Kyle
Like,
Gibson.
He'll still give up hits and runs.
Yeah.
Ranger
Kyle-
has shown that he has the ability to not have to worry about those hits and runs as much.
That's
So,
fair.
Kyle
Go ahead,
Gibson
Vince.
has shown moments like games like the other, a couple weeks ago or whatever, when he almost had a perfect game or no hitter or whatever it was. He's shown moments of flashes, but I think that Ranger has done that more consistently.
I agree with you.
Listen, Kyle Gibson might be more of a high risk, high reward start in a third game where like he could easily get banged up, but maybe he gives you a almost no hitter again. But I think it's more of a safe option in Ranger that he will pitch a decent outing.
Well, I understand where you're coming from, and I pretty much agree with it. But the one thing where I'm stuck on this issue is, and it's awesome that we're actually talking about potential playoff, issues that we're running
Feels
into.
good.
It feels really good, like breaking down, like, oh my God, who's going to start in a playoff series this year? It's awesome. That's why I'm not looking over to Taylor, because he's mocking me, I'm sure, because he wants the Phillies to fail. But like the other argument against the Suarez is Ranger has experience coming out of the bullpen, right? And there is no such thing as too much bullpen depth, especially with this team. Knebel is already down, barring a few other injuries.
God,
they could be in bad shape. It's bad. By the way, shout out to Marcos. How are you? He's watching live on Instagram. But like the other difference is Gibson is the veteran. Gibson has been around the league for many, many years, many moons, as people would like to say, right? So he's been there, done that. He's like a vet. It's like, all right, you hand the ball to Gibson, he's going to go out there and try to at least get you into the seventh inning, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 7 hits scattered, right? So it's like with Ranger, like, is he going to stay this good since he got back from the injured list, or like do you kind of want to go with Gibby, who only imploded a handful of times this season? So it's kind of like I get like the Gibson thing because that's a veteran guy.
Well, I mean,
No, that's a fair question.
I think you're definitely gonna be facing tougher starters than in the playoffs, like batting against tougher starters in the playoffs. So honestly, yeah, I get the atmosphere. I get that with Gibson, but also what really is his experience. I don't really know his experience in the playoffs, period.
Gibson, I don't even know that he has playoff
That's what I'm
experience.
saying. It's like
because here's a guy that's been on the Rangers forever.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know if he's ever really played in a playoff game or
I don't know that he has.
Who knows if he actually has that composure? He could be more nervous than Ranger for all we know.
No, and that's a good point. I'm just saying, like, that was a bad example. Like when I went with experience, I just kind of meant like veteran guy.
No,
right?
I get that. No, I get that.
Like who's kind of like been around the league forever. Had a great year this year for us. I mean, really, since we got him, that was another Dave Dombrowski masterclass. Was picking up Kyle Gibson at the trade deadline last season. I mean, Ian Kennedy was an absolute disaster. The closer that right away we put him in. I'll never forget. I will never forget. I'll never forget though that first series out of the All-Star break. I believe we were in Pittsburgh of all God-forsaken places.
Listen, I wouldn't be mad necessarily if Gibby was given the Game 3 nod, but I personally would go with Ranger. It's just my opinion.
Now, like looking ahead, like even for this is a dangerous game, man, because I know I'm setting myself up for a heartbreak.
Yep.
We get out of the wild card series, so that's going to be a division series, the National League Division Series, which means playoff baseball is back in South Philadelphia, because obviously the wild card series is on the road for us, and that's going to blow chunks, especially if it's against the Braves. That's going to suck. And I have to get like on Vince from Philly Sports Trips good side, because I really want him to take me to Atlanta for that wild card series. But if we go to the NLDS, do you think we have any shot in like a best-of-7 series against the Mets? Any shot at all?
I think we might give him a good fight, but yeah, I don't really think I don't see us beating them.
This is such a dangerous game to play, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm getting way too
I
ahead
really
of myself.
I don't see us beating them.
Listen,
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm getting way too ahead of
I'm
myself.
I'm going with baby steps here. I think the Phillies make the playoffs this year, and that gives us something to cheer about for once, finally in the playoffs. But I'm not going to say they're beating a top team in the Mets yet. Listen, fuck the Mets. We hate the Mets. You never want to say that your team's going to lose to your rival. But I mean, look at their lineup. Look at their starters, the rotation. It's probably just too much for this Phillies to handle.
DeGrom's getting lit up tonight, apparently. I'm not sure. I have to check the. That's an outlier, though. Obviously, DeGrom's usually
DeGrom healthy is the best pitcher I've seen in the MLB. Like maybe in my like conscious viewing of baseball.
I mean, you're a big Tim Lincecum stan, though.
I
you know
love-
what I mean?
well, I don't know
there's
why.
peak Lincecum. Would you go peak Lincecum or peak DeGrom?
See, that's actually pretty hard. But like the thing that I think we discussed this in the group chat, the thing that holds Lincecum back is that his prime was like 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, that's a problem.
After his 2-3
That was my
seasons,
baseball era.
Yeah, Taylor's big Giants guy.
Taylor's a
That's
big
why he has
Tim
the hat.
Lincecum.
Yeah.
like Jacob DeGrom has been better than Tim Lincecum like for a longer duration.
That's true, obviously. I
So
mean,
yeah, no,
But you
Jacob
also gotta
DeGrom.
look at for comparing the two of them. It's just tough in general because DeGrom's been injured a lot too.
Yeah,
how about
So
about
it's like,
this?
It's just overall pretty tough.
How about this? Prime Thor or Tim Lincecum? You don't even have to say Prime
Tim
Lincecum
Lincecum.
because Tim Lincecum only pitched 3 years.
Lincecum.
But I would say Prime Thor.
Really?
I would go Prime Thor because here's a guy that just blows guys away with the 98 heater. Just
I
boom,
mean,
boom, boom.
Prime Thor was great.
Prime Thorn was phenomenal. And I think that's a lot of the issue with the Philadelphia fan base is they saw that we were acquiring Noah Syndergaard, and they go, Thor. We're
Yeah.
getting Thor. This
No, we
isn't
got Noah
Thor.
Syndergaard.
We got Noah Syndergaard. We did not get Thor. But it's funny that you mentioned Tim Lincecum, and by you, I mean me, because I brought him up. But do you remember the amount of times that guy fell off the pitching mound? Like,
Yeah.
fell off in his
He was a
windup.
goofy. He was a goofy guy.
He was just lanky and like
A freak.
By the
Yeah.
way, shout out to John Barchard, who says, plug your phone into the audio jack next time, shaking my head. So there we go. He's disappointed in me again, but I shall make him proud on the next edition of From the Nosebleeds. John, go Cubs.
But, back to the
back to
original-
breaking down the Tim Lincecum thing.
Yeah, I mean, he. What was I saying? Jacob DeGrom is probably the best pitcher that I've seen in like my conscious viewing of baseball. Tim Lincecum's up there. There's a lot. I mean, Roy Halladay, obviously,
Brian Wilson.
could easily be.
Oh, Brian Wilson was a favorite of mine.
Brian Wilson ruled.
He was
Now,
a nut job.
I don't know about the ritual.
Absolute nut job.
See, I was a big fan of the whole ritualistic, like after he got the final out, doing the crossing himself, half crossing, the satanic, gestures.
His beard looked fake.
I loved it,
Yeah, well, I mean, it was dyed.
and I also
But,
love.
no, like hair wise, it.
No,
looked
I know,
fake.
but it was because it was dyed.
I know, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, but I also love that the fact that he was named after a Beach Boy. I mean, let's just be honest here. He was named after the great Brian Wilson, so that made him more attractive to me than anything else.
If
pretty
we're
much.
talking about like great pitchers from like recent years, I also think we got robbed of who could have been the best pitcher in the whole MLB, Jose Fernandez.
Yes,
I really
yes.
think he would have ended up being like maybe a top 2, top 3 pitcher, if not the best pitcher in the MLB. He was filthy.
That was a devastating loss. It really was. And
Yeah,
by the
I
way,
was-
our friend Meg Brown checks in on the Anytime Instagram hotline, also known as my Instagram, and she goes, "I liked Pat Burrell." Well, you as a woman would not be alone in liking Pat Burrell.
Why do you
Pat
have, why do you
Burrell-
have, why do you have to do that?
Well, I'm just saying because he was a handsome man.
Pat
and
the
most
Bat was loved.
now I'd be curious to say what Meg says when I asked her the following question, and this is good interaction with the show. Did you like him because of his charming good looks? I'm man
Well,
enough
she's
to
not into guys.
That's part of the reason that I liked him.
Anyway, and listen, I think Pat Burrell myself was a handsome guy.
No,
So,
but
I
anyway,
mean-
I'm gonna wrap this all the way back to the original.
Oh, by the way,
point,
hold on.
which was-
One more thing, since we're doing
or
a little
I'm
bit
not,
of
or I'm not.
a little bit of a fan interaction, real quick, Vince. She goes, "What about Joaquin Benoit?" Now that was a solid reliever.
The only
That-
Benoit I know is Chris.
No, but the Joaquin Benoit was a reliever for us in the Jose Bautista Asdrubal Cabrera era, and an era. I mean error. That was an error for Philadelphia sports. But yeah, that was Meg and I's favorite reliever was Joaquin Benoit. Reel it in,
Yeah.
Vince.
Oh no, I was just gonna take it all the way back because the original point was Phillies versus Mets, and I guess to wrap up my thoughts on that, no, I don't think the Phillies would beat the Mets. Do I think they'd make it a series? I'm gonna be realistic here and say maybe they steal a game.
That's fair.
I think they might have a chance of taking the home games, honestly. Just because like that
fine.
atmosphere is absolutely
No, but wait,
electric,
what do you
like-
guys? Are you guys talking about this upcoming weekend or the playoffs?
No, the
scenario?
playoffs.
Okay,
scenario.
because I
Playoffs.
think this upcoming weekend, I think that we're due for honestly, man, 3 out of 4. But I'm thinking sweep. You got to sweep the Mets out of Philadelphia, man. You have to.
Especially when you're avoiding Scherzer and DeGrom.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Yeah.
avoiding Scherzer, DeGrom. The Mother Nature, the stars are aligning for the Philadelphia Phillies because Mother Nature could have, as Taylor shakes his head in disgust, could have prevented, or no, could have pushed back, what the hell's his name? DeGrom start. Because he would have pitched to Philadelphia if that game in Atlanta tonight was rained out, and there was a chance of rain. So listen, Mother Nature's on our side. The stars are aligning. We're missing all the aces, even though we light up Max Scherzer. I don't want to hear how great Max Scherzer is against us anymore. We light him up usually.
I have a problem with Max Scherzer. I think like him and Madison Bumgarner are like similar in like their weirdness, like being like, you know, one of those guys like, don't talk to me when I'm pitching, like don't fucking high five me, don't like say good shit. Like I think that is so weird. And like I get it, like you're in the zone, but like I'm pretty sure I've been watching a lot of Baseball Doesn't Exist videos, and they made one on both of these guys. So they're like kind of fading together in my mind here. And I forget which one of them was. I want to say it was Scherzer. Like when he got to Scherzer was on, what team was Scherzer on before the Mets?
The Nationals. Now batting for the Nationals.
I forget who it was, what team it was, but manager.
It was either the Nationals or the Tigers.
The manager
No, it was the
slapped him. Manager slapped one of these guys in the asses, and they like got all up in arms about it, like because like, oh, don't touch me when I'm like starting. I just think shit like that is so weird. Like, bro, you're on a fucking team. Stop being such a dickhead.
That's interesting you have that perspective because I'm the exact opposite. See, I like a guy, and I'll tell you why.
That's
There's nothing
surprising,
wrong-
honestly.
There's nothing
I
wrong
would,
with being
why?
locked
That's one
in.
thing. That's one thing that always like threw me off about you. You don't like ass slaps.
I don't like ass slaps, but I'm not talking about the ass slap. I'm not talking about the ass slap. And it's, that's not what I'm talking
Wait,
about.
what side are you on of this?
No, I'm on. I don't even know what O'Leary's talking about. He's turning 25
You
in
don't
an
like
hour.
ass slaps.
No, I don't like ass slaps. That's true. But why are we making this about me? I want to talk about Scherzer. I like guys like Scherzer because they take their craft, their art, what they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to do. They take it seriously.
Yeah, but like,
and I love that. Don't get in my zone. Don't get in the auto zone.
I mean, like, great Roy Halladay, fucking even DeGrom, like those guys all take their craft seriously and they're great, but they're also not like trying to fight their teammates for like saying good inning.
No, I know, but I don't think that they necessarily try to fight the team.
No, I'm being a little.
No, I know.
over-
I know what
dramatic,
you're
but-
saying, and listen, that's fine. I understand why you don't like that, but I would love to.
I just
would
think it's
you not,
weird.
But all right, but dude, like try to play a little bit of devil's advocate here, right? Wouldn't you like a dog, an absolute dog like Max Scherzer to be in your rotation? I wish Aaron Nola
I don't think
was
that's
like
what
that.
he's saying at all.
I
though.
wish Aaron Nola showed some energy. I mean, the guy is like you talk to him and he gets interviewed. He's like, yeah, well, I guess I
Well,
had a good game.
I don't know.
It's
I feel
like,
like
there's
Scherzer-
no.
That's
There's
him taking
no-
his job seriously, though, right?
Yeah, but there's like no passion. There's no
Scherzer-
like,
I feel like
I
Scherzer
really
doesn't
want to
show-
beat this team.
I feel like the most energy
don't get it from him.
the most energy Scherzer has shown, and honestly, it was very fucking funny, was when Girardi called for like the multiple checks, and he
Yeah.
like got it fired up, and like
Yeah,
that was actually pretty fucking funny.
that
and
was
I like
hilarious. By the way, Joe Girardi was interviewed recently, and he said basically, I'm not going to take him word for word, but he basically said that he enjoyed his time in Philadelphia and that he wants to manage again if the opportunity arises. He's now taking a job as an analyst for the Chicago Cubs. He's from Peoria, Illinois, so he's back at home. He said his father loved to watch the Cubs, and he said, quote, I hope my dad hears me up in heaven when I'm analyzing Cubs games. I don't know if he's going to be able to because I don't know if heaven exists, but I wish all the luck in the world to Joe Girardi in his next endeavor as being the analyst of the Chicago Cubs. Now, to change the subject a little bit, and we'll get back to the Phillies as we always do, but former 76ers star Ben Simmons was spotted at a candy shop. Taylor, do you have the 50 Cent music? All right, Pat, you could just something about licking lollipops. Now, girl, don't you stop. All that. So Ben Simmons was at the candy shop with bodyguards. He brings bodyguards to a candy shop.
I mean, as a famous person,
Oh my
you should.
God!
You
No,
honestly
no,
should.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no,
literally.
no, no,
Yeah,
no,
they
no, no,
do.
no. I know they
Yes,
do,
they
but that's
do.
wrong. That's wrong. Don't like it. 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 If you're going to a candy shop,
Are you okay?
if you're going to a candy shop as a 26-year-old man, don't bring your bodyguards, dude. It's a bad look. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. All I'm saying is the guy that went up to him and called him Russ That was hilarious.
That was hysterical.
Objectively hilarious, and there was a lot of people on my timeline today that had a big problem with it. A lot of people on my timeline had a big problem. Oh, grow up, they say. Oh, just let this man go about his business, they say. As if he was being, like, physically harassed. He wasn't. This guy was in a public space.
So
you're allowed to go up to people in public and talk to them.
So I don't agree with the people that are like crying over acting like he got assaulted, but I also am like kind of agreeing with them and like who fucking just move on. Who gives a fuck? I do think it's like a little like looking like obsessed. Like who cares, bro? It's
Yeah,
over.
but-
Let it
but-
die.
Also, so in looking into
I
that video a
disagree.
little more, that guy that took the video literally just does that for a living. He just finds
Oh,
where celebrities
okay.
are, like walks up to them and like jokes around with them.
Now, was that
and-
actually at King of
like-
Prussia Mall?
I don't think so.
I
No.
don't
I was going to say, why would he be back here?
No,
I
yeah,
think the
don't-
funniest part of that video is the fucking fat ass stray that Russell Westbrook caught from it. Like calling Ben Simmons Russ like as an insult. Like imagine you're just sitting at home and like your name is being used as an insult to other people.
I mean,
He
I
called
assume he's
Stray
talking
about
about the Russ of the now, which is washed Russ, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's not really insulting prime Russ, but I
No,
just
but
thought it was
Russell
a
Westbrook exists now.
No, I know that, but I think it was just a funny, like, spur of the moment type thing, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I think that that guy deserves everything, every heckle, non-violent, that comes his way.
No, 100%. I mean, the way he acted going out of here was very
He's
babyish.
he's not
obviously.
like
so.
I can like draw the conclusion that he's not a good person. Like seriously, like I think
No,
he's,
you can't say that.
no, well, but when it comes to like
he's just selfish.
he's an egomaniac. He is a spoiled brat who has zero interest in playing the game of basketball. He only has an interest in living the NBA celebrity lifestyle, and that's a fact. I liked Ben Simmons when he had the Australian accent. Give me innocent Ben Simmons that cares about the game. Give me Ben Simmons pre-Kylie or whatever Kendall corruption. Please give me the pre-Hollywoodization.
Well, we
of
don't
Ben
want that
Simmons.
now. Ben Simmons is gone, so I hope he stays the way he is.
I'm just saying, like, overall, like, dude, listen, man. I just wish that he would have, like, kind of swallowed his pride, went about his business, fixed himself, because he could have been great. He had the tools. He had the athleticism. He could have worked on his game. Instead, he gave up and he quit. So to me, I mean, that shows a lack of character in a lot of different ways. And I'm not perfect. I mean, I'm more perfect than him, I would like to think.
Well,
What's this 14-month-old take?
I completely tuned out pretty much
Like-
everything Shane was just
It-
saying. I'm
it's
gonna be
the-
honest.
This is
I
like
just
14
came
months
back into
ago.
this.
Well, Taylor, I mean, you know, chime in whenever you want, I guess. But it is relevant because we're talking about Ben Simmons, and we're talking about
No,
how
keep going.
No,
Yeah.
and we're
Yeah,
talking
please
about
keep
how
going.
people defended him. This is not like an out-of-pocket stale take, Taylor. As much as you would like it to be, it's not. I am very hip now. I have a dad pen.
I miss Phillies talk.
So
anyway, I guess while we're on the topic of Ben Simmons, the Sixers' schedule dropped, and
do you have a charger
My
anywhere
God.
in there?
all I know is that our first two opening games are the Bucks and the Celtics,
It's
or
Celtics first
Bucks.
and then Bucks.
Okay, so that's an
But,
interesting.
So, yeah,
Wait,
it's I like
someone-
it. I like that
Someone
hot
pointed
start,
out
honestly.
how in the span of I think it's like 5 days, the Sixers will play both the Celtics and the Bucks, and the Eagles will play the Cowboys. So Philadelphia will be completely either insufferable or like so down bad in that after that stretch.
Yeah, and there's also whatchamacallit, the Sixers schedule. Like Adam Silver is just confirming once again that he hates Philadelphia
Our
because
last month is rough.
yeah, if you looked at somebody released a chart of pretty much all the schedules, like how they rank from like easiest, hardest, that kind of shit, like a little line graph for each one. Phillies
There's
is
no charger over there.
Where's the closest charger?
By me.
Okay,
Way to
I'll-
just derail the
all right.
conversation.
Shut up, Tanner.
Dennis.
Or shut up.
I mean, that
Ryan,
was
call him
Taylor
Tanner.
to be fair.
So basically, it's very normal for most of the season, and then it just drops like a straight drop because we play like literally fucking everyone and anyone. So anyone that was in the playoffs last year.
I
excuse me.
saw a chart that had the strength of schedule for the whole year. The hardest team, the team with the hardest schedule is OKC, which just makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
But
no,
and then you also have Christmas time in Philadelphia this year, which should be fun. Where you have the Eagles will play on Christmas Eve. I'm blanking on who they're playing. Can't remember. Someone remind me. And then the Sixers play on Christmas Day against the
Yeah.
Knicks. It looks like.
Yeah, which is a very interesting game, honestly, because the Knicks could be good or bad this year. We don't really know yet because we don't know where Donovan
I
Mitchell's
think-
going. We
I-
don't
listen,
know
I get that.
how Jalen
Is
Brunson's
Donovan
going to
Mitchell
be there.
not coming to the Sixers anymore?
Oh,
Is that-
the Eagles are playing the Cowboys on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
My mistake. I thought it was weird at first when that was announced because I was like, listen, they're doing like They always do rivalries on Christmas. You know, like they used to do Cavs, Warriors, all that shit. They're doing Warriors, Grizzlies this year because they're like a budding rivalry. And then I thought it was weird. I was like, I feel like the Bucks or the Celtics would be better for us, or even maybe like the Nuggets. But then I saw the Celtics and Bucks are playing each other.
Yeah.
So
Now, what do you
sure,
make
I
of
guess.
the potential Kevin Durant acquisition?
All right, hold on. We're in the middle of talking about Christmas Day shit.
Oh, sorry.
No,
But
it should
yeah,
just
no.
be a fun 2 days.
Yeah, no, I mean it's poised to be fucking sick if we win both of those. Otherwise, my Christmas is fucking ruined. Which
Ruined,
is gonna be
right.
awful. So
If the
I
fucking
really
Eagles
hope.
lose to the Cowboys on Christmas Eve, I'm
And then
how am I
if we
supposed to enjoy
lose,
myself?
Now
if
batting
we
for the
lose the
Eagles.
potentially dog shit Knicks too, like I'll just be like, I'll
When RJ Barrett drops 50 and ruins our Christmas.
I would probably just burn myself alive with the Christmas tree. But yeah, no, it's poised to be either a very good or a very horrible Christmas this year.
It's funny you
Philadelphia.
mentioned Christmas because I may be going to the Eagles game down there.
That's fun. That's banging.
Yeah. I'm trying to go with the Philly sports trips as I mentioned Vince
I would-
before.
I would love to get out to a game this year. I gotta look, see what games are
Well,
cheap.
Washington.
you could come with me on Christmas Eve. Vince. I know Pat
Washington.
can't.
Would love to
yeah,
come spend the
well,
holidays.
by the
with
way,
Seamus.
By the way, the Philly sports trip people, they got 1,000 people to go to Washington. They're having
Almost.
500 people in each end zone. 500 Eagles
Yes.
fans.
I
Can
mean,
th-
we
can you
take
imagine-
over that
There
stadium
should
like it's
be
our own.
there should be a statue of Vince from Philly sports trips, like literally at the sports complex.
It's not at 1,000 yet, but it can. be.
It's close though.
It's
he's
close.
He's close to
That's
capacity.
why they call FedEx Field League at Financial South.
Oh,
Mhm.
dude, can you imagine being Carson Wentz when you have no mercy on either side of the field?
Oh, dude,
There's
real-
going to be 500 Eagles fans
I'm
in
telling
each
you.
end zone.
I had this fucking take when the schedule came out, and I'm getting it off again. I really think when the Commanders come to Philly, which I believe is like a Week 10 and Monday night game, Carson Wentz will not be the starter. I really don't think he will be.
Yeah,
He's
no,
been
I-
playing. He's been playing like shit in camp, and I get that
Mhm.
it's only preseason, but Sam Howell actually looked pretty decent for the Commanders, like pocket awareness, being able to move his feet. Like I would not be surprised if by Week 10 Carson Wentz has either A, been replaced, or B, been injured.
Now that's interesting. What happened to Taylor Heineke?
He's there.
That's honestly a good.
See,
Yeah, I mean,
dude,
He's.
I-
I mean,
I
he's
would
just
I would
been
go
like.
Taylor Heineke.
He's just been kind of mid like the whole time. He's never really been phenomenal except for that one playoff
Who
game.
was
He's
the-
never really been
who was
like
the Commanders?
terrible.
Who was the Commanders quarterback last year?
It was
Heineke.
Heineke.
It was Heineke, right?
It was
Yeah, yeah.
Fitzpatrick for the
when
first couple
when they
weeks,
made
wasn't
this-
No, he got
when they-
injured like
No.
immediately.
it? Immediately?
Yeah.
I thought he got a couple starts.
When they acquired Carson Wentz, I kept saying to myself, like, is Carson Wentz at this point better than Taylor Heineke? Like, I think one of the craziest stats from what year was it? 2020, whatever year the Bucks won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady in the playoffs
Yeah.
faced off against Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Patrick Mahomes, and the only team that came close to beating him was the Washington football team led by Taylor Heineke
Yep.
in the opening round.
That's
That
unbelievable.
is so
man.
crazy to me.
That's unbelievable.
No, I mean, yeah, I'd have to agree. It's fucking nuts that kind of shit happens and then it kind of fizzles out. Like, I mean, he probably was amped up for that one game, and
Yeah,
they honestly the Bucks probably didn't have much tape on Heineke because I'm pretty sure he just got thrown in there. That was like his only start or something.
Yeah. I just
Like-
wouldn't be surprised if Carson is getting replaced. I think this is going to be his last year as a starter, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, they only traded a second round pick for him. They don't really have that many ties to him. Like,
Yeah, right.
Whatever. Like, who gives a fuck at this point? Like,
Now,
Colts are-
Vince and Pat, I do want to pick your brains on a couple things Eagles related.
Lovely.
Yes. So on the list of concerns, now there's a lot of rah, the Eagles are going to, go to the Super Bowl shit. Not people saying that, but people are like overly
No, the
excited.
Eagles have
in my
expectations
opinion.
this year.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, they're overly excited about the Eagles in the city, which is fine. I mean, Howie Roseman had a phenomenal offseason, obviously, with the draft, with the free agent acquisitions, the trades, everything else. However,
Says the Phillies fan that has him with 3 postseason.
yeah, I'm
wins.
also an Eagles fan, and I can be objective. What are your concerns? Like as far as safe, I was going to say it. Safety is a concern.
Safety is probably the biggest concern.
And well, I would go running back
No,
depth
yeah, I gotta
over
say running
safety
back.
because you looked at the report today. Miles Sanders missed yet another practice with the hamstring. I mean, this is a guy that was
He
poised.
stinks.
Yeah, but this is a guy that was poised for a big year and a contract year,
But,
and he's always hurt. I
don't
think
know if
Howie's got to go out there and get a running back. I don't know
I
who's
mean,
available.
you have to remember also you have an elite running back, quote unquote, at quarterback.
No,
Yeah.
I understand that, but I mean, obviously they're trying to limit that. I mean,
Yeah.
what?
That was one of Sirianni's focal points, was making sure that he has more pocket awareness, making sure that he gets it out quicker if he needs to.
And you saw that in the preseason game.
and making sure that he doesn't have to run as much as he did.
So,
So-
but Vince, they do. You have to admit they do need more guys at running back. I mean, Kenny Gainwell. This is a Kenny Gainwell podcast. We love Kenny G, but I mean, realistically, this guy's not a RB1. He's not an RB2. So I mean, we have to. And Boston Scott doesn't necessarily blow my brains away either. So I mean, if you're
Unless
Howie
you're playing the
Roseman,
Giants.
Who's blowing your brains away?
if you're Howie Roseman, who are some running
Your
backs
dad
that
pen?
that are available?
You could
that you would trade for? Are there any running backs you could trade for? Either?
you could easily go after Kareem Hunt, who is once
Yeah.
out of the
Oh,
Browns.
dude, I would love Kareem Hunt. He's on my fantasy team this year.
I
He'd
could
be
see.
great because
if the
right now
Eagles-
he's in
yeah.
a backup role. Like
That would
he-
be great.
He literally he could very easily be a lead back. Again, helps a little bit of a concern.
And he's
do-
named after the ketchup company.
I
Kareem
do
Hunt's.
believe that Joe Giglio just posted a little bit ago like a question, which I think is an insane asinine
He's
question.
the one that wanted to trade Harper for Soto.
Yeah, he said, "Would you trade Jalen Reagor and a 5th-round pick for Kareem Hunt?" Like, obviously, yes.
in a heartbeat.
But I
What?
don't think the Browns would ever take that. Even the
Well,
Browns, I
but
don't
the
think they
thing
would
is,
entertain
it,
that.
it depends the extent of Kareem Hunt's like wanting out. Like, if he's willing to
Yeah.
not play, which I think he did end up reporting the camp, so that might
Yeah,
be
he
signs
only
of, like,
missed 2 days of
Yeah,
practice.
so he might still play through it, but he wants out. And I mean, if that gives you any leverage at all, you should definitely at least make a phone call over there. Like, what are you guys looking for?
And
So-
Howie being Howie, I'm sure he already did. But
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, running back is a concern. The safety position's a concern, but
I'd
also,
say those are the only two.
well, I mean, there are question marks surrounding Jonathan Gannon.
Disposable positions. Let's be
Jonathan
honest.
Gannon could be an
yeah,
issue.
no, honestly,
I-
when you have the cornerbacks you do, I mean, I'm not overly concerned about safety.
Yeah, you
Uh,
definitely have the cornerbacks to make up for it. I don't
And
know.
then
I'm not,
when you have the O line, you do same thing with the running
But-
back.
but
honestly,
where
it's
does-
plug and play?
But where does Jonathan Gannon rank on your list of
So,
concerns if
I'm
he's even
not-
up there?
I'm not that concerned about him because, like, listen, last year the defense was like still it wasn't terrible, but he also wasn't running the scheme he wanted. Like,
Yeah.
what were we running last year? It was a 4-3, and this year he wants to
Yeah.
run a 3-4. Like,
Mhm.
and listen, I honestly think that this year we have a lot of talent on defense, like to make up for.
There's no doubt
maybe,
about that.
Like, you have a great D line. The linebackers for once are looking like a competent group with
Mhm.
Kazir White, and it could be Dean, Davion Taylor should be coming back, whatever. Like, I actually think that the defense, it might be the strongest suit of the team.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree. Like, I think Gannon's finally gonna be able to put the system he wants into play here, and with the D line you have set up, like the guys that are gonna be rotating in and out, it's just gonna be fucking nuts. I mean, like,
And he's made comments that like allege to the fact that he wants to blitz more, which was a
Yeah.
big like every fucking time I was with like you guys or other people would be like screaming at the TV like fucking blitz already, like 'cause
Yeah,
he
and
never did.
the reason he wasn't confident in doing that was because we had a dog shit linebacking
Yes.
core
Exactly.
who couldn't cover anybody over the middle. So if you sent a
And-
blitz, then they could just run it right over the middle.
And that's why I want to talk about the preseason game just a little bit because we obviously don't see like too much. It's one drive by your starters. But while we're on the topic of defense and like guys that could be a piece this year, I don't think he's going to start. But like Nakobe Dean, for example, like is one of those guys, a linebacker. Like it could be a reason why like they feel more comfortable blitzing because he's just like a dog. Like I get that
Mhm.
he's a little bit undersized, but like he makes up for it. Like I know it's the meme, like he's literally got that dog in him. And you see the way he plays behind Jordan Davis, and they have that familiarity of playing together at Georgia. And Nakobe Dean is one of those guys that I know he's a rookie, so it's a little bit weirder. He could easily become a leader in the locker room the way he was
Yeah.
at Georgia. And like I think like adding someone like that is like huge, and I can't wait to see him on the field this year. He's one of my most anticipated players to see. And then right in front of him is Jordan
real
Davis.
quick.
Go for it.
With Nakobe Dean, I think Barchard and Vince Quinn brought up a really good point on Twitter the other day. They were saying, is it more important to start or to get meaningful minutes? Or actually, it might have been a YouTube clip or something I saw, but
Yes.
Did Barchard
it's-
sing in that YouTube clip?
I don't remember. I was paying attention to the content.
Oh, okay.
They were,
I
the
pay
Eagle
attention
content.
to his face.
But no, so I think they brought up that really good point, and it is a really good point just because if he's getting meaningful minutes, who gives a shit if he's starting?
No, I
Like,
agree
it doesn't
with that.
matter who's starting, whatever. Like, I know people are always like, oh, he's not starting. He must not be good.
In football,
like,
they're,
no.
they're
It's
just
like-
swapping guys out every play.
Exactly. And that's the biggest thing. It's like Jordan Davis probably won't start.
Yeah.
He definitely won't start. Fletcher will start, and then they'll cycle those two like crazy. So
Exactly.
like I think it's way more important if he's getting meaningful minutes and actually getting in there, doing
right.
well. So
And
I would
just-
look past that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And you just brought up Jordan Davis, and I think that my biggest takeaway from like the game was him. Like I get,
Yeah.
like, listen, we'll talk about Jalen in a minute, and he was perfect, but like Jordan Davis was phenomenal, and he's a disruptor. He's obviously such a huge, big body. He's getting through the line, and I mean, honestly, he was getting double teamed half the
He
game
had
for
4
what he
guys
played.
on him at one point,
Do
and
we
he was
add-
just pushing the whole fucking pile.
Do we add Jordan Davis being able to maintain weight to your list of concerns?
No, I
Oh
think
my
that I think that
Oh, I
think-
do. I do.
I
Like,
think it-
I like
in the-
that. If he gets
What?
if it gets
Jesus
too out of control,
Christ.
if it gets too out of control, you got another situation with the guy that plays in New Orleans, the basketball guy in New Orleans. You don't want that.
Zion?
You don't want Jordan Davis to be Zion.
Jordan Davis isn't
Just
jumping
so-
every game.
You never know. He could jump a lot. We don't know. I'm just saying.
That was a horrible
You're
take.
talking.
He's
you're
got to
saying this.
stay
You're-
in shape.
you're
He
getting-
has.
No, let him go.
You're
Let him
getting
go.
this
He's got to
takeoff
stay
Clear
in
out.
shape.
voice.
Clear out. Clear
You're
out.
getting this takeoff in your troll voice, so I know you're fucking around. I know the troll voice at this point.
Vince,
But
it's,
no.
you know,
Jordan
He's half
Davis
kidding.
is gonna be phenomenal.
I do hope he stays in shape.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that some people were
Wait,
very
real
like.
quick. Have you ever had that worry about Fletcher Cox?
No, because Fletcher Cox is a
Uh,
monster.
Well,
I mean,
so
in
is Jordan
Seamus,
Davis.
in Seamus's defense, Jordan Davis did have allegations of that in
there
college,
were many allegations.
but I don't think that he will have
A
that problem.
Are you
Monstrous
are you
amount
thinking
of
of Deshaun
allegations.
Watson now, or
By the way, I don't even want to talk about that today. I can't talk about
What
the-
happened?
He is the stupidest person I've ever seen in my entire life.
I got
Not
all
to
my
mention
takes
a
on him,
total
right?
scumbag piece of shit, Deshaun Watson. I almost said Jackson. But Deshaun Watson is a piece of shit.
Don't
But
go
he's
too far.
also stupid. He's so
Don't-
stupid.
Fuck him. He's an idiot. That's from the
Oh.
Nosebleeds.
should have
We
gotten
are-
more than 11 games?
We are
but-
anti Deshaun Watson. But
Oh
to
But,
go
they,
back,
but real quick,
God.
they wanted the only reason they won 11 games because they want him back in Houston.
Isn't that
'Cause the
perfect
NFL
timing?
wants more
That's when he
money.
comes back against the Texans and Bill
Thank-
O'Brien.
thank whatever deity is up there that we didn't trade for him.
Yeah,
But,
thank God,
watch
dude.
some asshole on Twitter is going to be
We
like,
wouldn't-
Seamus, Bill O'Brien's not the coach anymore.
We wouldn't have if we had traded for him. We wouldn't have AJ Brown, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, and 2 first-round picks next year.
Exactly. So thank fucking God. But like we just said, Jordan Davis looked great. And then obviously the biggest takeaway from the game, besides that, on the offensive side of the ball, was Jalen, who went 6 for 6, 153 or whatever the perfect passer rating is. I think it's like a 153.8 or 158.3, and then a nice touchdown to Dallas Goedert. But the biggest play of the game for Jalen was when he got crushed
Yeah,
by I don't know who. But let me tell you
some
something.
rando on the fucking Jets.
This-
Who cares?
Well, the craziest thing is that this dude's a fucking starter. So like.
yeah.
I don't understand. Like, listen, not that I would condemn it because it would, or I would condemn it. Not that I would accept it if it was a regular season game. But like, dude, you're a starter, and you know, like, this is preseason. If you're a starter, you know you're making the roster. You don't really need to go all out. Why the fuck are you plowing a quarterback when he's 3
Maybe
yards
he
out of bounds?
doesn't. Maybe he
Like-
doesn't like Jalen.
But hold on, I would understand if
That's
like,
it.
and I still wouldn't be okay with it, but I would understand more if that was like a third string linebacker who's like
Yeah.
trying to make the roster.
Trying to make the team.
And he's just going balls to the walls. But no, like, you're a starter. You know you're making a team. And you know you've clearly been here before. What the preseason's all about. First of all, that would be a penalty in a regular game. Why are you doing that in fucking preseason?
Yeah.
It was definitely dirty. It was definitely Bush League. At least Nick Sirianni showed some semblance of a
That was
pulse.
That was the best part about that. To come out of that was just Nick Sirianni, the way he reacted, and then like after the game, they were asking Jalen about that, and he was like, "That's just the culture that Nick has built," and like obviously alluding to Jordan Mailata, the bodyguard 2.0, coming to Jalen's defense on
I
the
was going to
sideline.
say, arguably, I think he was the best part because
I love
literally
that.
imagine a full speed Jordan Mailata running at you.
And that's what a lot of people on social media said.
That would make me immediately shit my pants.
They
Exactly.
said, do not anger a guy like Mailata.
I love hearing things like the guys talking about that and saying this is the culture that Nick has built. Like Jason Kelsey came back for another year because of this alleged culture. Like you love to see stuff like that because it plays so. It might sound corny and cliche, but it plays so much into the success of the team when the vibes are. 2017, we joke about it all the time. 2017 vibes. 2017 vibes. That's because when the vibes are clicking in a locker room, especially in football, I don't know why. In football more than other sports, like it's just different.
Now, Vince, you alluded to Jason Kelsey, who is our, Lord and Savior pretty much, besides Embiid and Hoskins. It depends on who you talk to. But I do.
We're Jason Kelsey.
Yes, we are totally Hoskins
Not
Jason.
J-Sal.
That's what we are.
We are
But
Jason.
his replacement, Cam Jurgens.
Jalen.
Okay.
Jalen.
By the way,
dude,
do you
go
see
ahead.
my shirt from all the
Rager.
way there in Rockledge or wherever the hell you are? Fox Chase, I mean.
Beef jerky.
This is a beef jerky shirt. And you can go on Cam Jurgens' website. I think it's called beefjerky.com or something.
Jurgen.
And I am totally Jurgen. I am like,
What are you doing?
I am Jurgen all night long. I am just Jurgen.
And according to his calendar, he is also doing that.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to get rid of that.
He is good. I think he's going to be a huge steal. Like
I'm
like
all in, man.
obviously people. I don't know if people. I did see some people like kind of cooling off on Cam Jurgens before the preseason game when the video came out of Jordan Davis absolutely manhandling him. But I think that's just because Jordan Davis is he's different. But
Yeah, and
freak
he's
of nature.
huge,
then
and
you look at
he's
Cam
got to watch
Jurgens-
his weight.
You look at Cam Jurgens against the Jets, and again, I know it's the Jets. It's one preseason game. Don't get on my ass. I'm not overvaluing it. But he looked, for what you saw, he looked great. I mean,
You got to
he's
stop
moving,
overvaluing this guy, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he's moving like Kelsey on pulls, like everything, and you have Kelsey teaching him for the whole year. I think he's going to turn out to be a fantastic pick.
I
And-
think so
and-
too. I got his T-shirt.
and Kelsey literally went to the organization and said, "Pick this guy. If you
Yeah,
want
Kelsey
somebody that's
had-
going to be like me, pick this guy."
Exactly, like, and that I have a lot of trust in Jason Kelsey, and that makes me believe that like he's going to mentor him the whole year because he knows he's on his way out. So like, I'm excited to see him in the future. I think that could be one of the best draft picks we've had in a while. I think that could be like our next Jason Kelsey, someone to anchor the line for a while.
Yeah.
So all in all, the vibes around from the Nosebleed squad are high with regards to the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, they're a
I'm
playoff
excited.
team. Obviously, they're going to win the division. In my opinion, they're going to win the division. I think they're a 13-win team. I'm going to go
13
Yeah,
wins.
Seamus is going 13 wins.
I think I'm at 11.
I've done a lot of digging, and by digging I mean Jeff McClain
Listen.
has been. I've been reading a lot of Jeff McClain, and Jeff McClain is not necessarily the most positive guy when it comes to the Eagles because he's an objective reporter, and I trust him. But based on what I'm reading, not the other hot take artists around the world, around Philadelphia, I think the Philadelphia Eagles can win 13 games, and that
winning
depends
15.
on Jalen Hurts and how he performs and how he takes that step forward. So I'm
I
going
mean,
13.
Yeah, I think I'm at 11.
That's more reasonable.
15.
20.
I'm
No,
going
but, like,
13. And
People I think too many national.
I don't think they're
people
losing
forget.
a game. All
Too
the way
many
to the bowl.
national people forget how easy our schedule is, and like even if listen, we're all sitting and hoping and thinking that Jalen does take a step forward and he gets better. Even if you get the Jalen you got last year, at the end of the day, he's still a guy who protected the ball, didn't really turn it over. He could run on an elite level, and his passing could have used work. Listen, we want better, but
Vince's J out.
no, I'm saying even if you got that version of Jalen, this team will be way better than it was last year simply because of the weapons you have on both sides of the ball.
I mean, I obviously, like, you make the good point, and it's going to be better because of the weapons you have. But at the same time, if he's that same quarterback with the same flaws as last year, I don't know, man. Like do they look elsewhere? Because I mean, that was still problematic, like how he performed a lot of the times last year. They benefited from an easier schedule last season, so
Well,
I don't know.
benefit from an even easier schedule this season.
So is that like to the detriment of the organization? Meaning, if they do well this year, win 13, 14 games, and Jalen Hurts is still not blowing people's minds, right? And it's still pretty much he didn't take that huge step forward. does that long term hurt the organization? Because it's not like you can like not rock with him if they say go to deep into the playoffs this year. You know what I mean? Like that's a weird position to be in. Because you also have to still think long term about the future of your franchise at that position.
I mean, no, I agree. If Jalen, even if the Eagles succeed and Jalen doesn't look great, you definitely do have to think. It depends how bad he looks. If he looked like horrible or something, then yeah.
But that's kind of like a weird situation to be in, right? Because it's like, all right, the team went on a playoff run, made it past the second round of the playoffs.
Well, if he's like horrible, they're not making a playoff run.
No,
but,
I know. Yeah, but if he's still like mid, and that's pretty much what he was last year. He was mid. He wasn't amazing. He wasn't horrible. He was somewhere in the middle. I mean, I guess that's a pretty accurate way to put it, right? I mean,
I agree.
I have a question. So you can only watch one game. Phillies wild card or Week 4 Eagles?
Phillies wild
Phillies
card
wild
all day. It's been 13 years.
Who do they play Week 4?
Ooh, Pat.
Who do the Eagles play Week 4?
Well, Pat, you're honestly
Come on, Pat.
honestly
Depends which game of
no,
the wild card
no,
series.
no, by the way, you are no longer a true Philadelphia
Oh,
sports
come
fan.
on. Come on. It's the Eagles
Guess who's
playing.
walking home?
Guys.
No, I mean you're not. You're a sellout.
Fucking joke.
If you're going to go Eagles,
Oh my God, he's so mad.
I'm
This
not
is
mad.
perfect.
I'm just saying you expose yourself.
It's
Because
the
if
Eagles.
you're-
Wait.
Seamus, have you ever heard of the joke before?
I'm just saying, if you're going to go Eagles, that's a problem with your Philadelphia credentials.
Can I cut in? It's the Eagles playing. What is it? At the Cardinals or one,
Yeah,
two?
it
Oh,
doesn't
it's the
matter.
Jaguars. The Jaguars.
No, I would, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
wait, it is the Dougie P game though, and you
Oh,
love
yeah.
your Dougie P.
Yeah, I love Dougie P. So you know what? Fuck the Phillies' only playoff appearance ever. And by the way, Castellanos is probably a fucking bust. By the way, so if we make the fucking playoffs this year, we're not going back next year. I need to enjoy this year because the whole thing's going to be for nothing, for naught.
Oh, that worked
I've been saying
perfectly.
forever I wanted
Thank
to
you,
watch
Taylor.
the Phillies
Thank you,
playoffs
Taylor.
and drink a beer. So I'd be remiss if I
Drink a
didn't
beer.
take the opportunity to do that.
I'm off.
So
the
the
beer
Eagles will be there next week.
What if it's Dallas week?
Then I'm watching the Eagles.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That's a violation, as Mikey Miss would say.
Well,
that's
nobody
a-
cares about what Mikey Miss would say because he doesn't have a job.
It's a violation.
Yeah, Mikey
Alright.
Miss is unemployed.
All right, this one's for Seamus only. The Eagles win one playoff or one wild card game, or the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl this year.
Did you say the Eagles
He
win
meant the
one?
Phillies win one
Phillies.
wild card
You know
game.
what I meant. Yeah.
Okay. The Phillies win one wild card round or
Yes.
game?
Yes.
If it's game, I'm
No,
going
round.
Super Bowl.
Round.
If it's round, I'm going Phillies easily.
Oh my God.
Easily. We got our
Hey.
Super Bowl.
Oh
Why?
my
Why? The Eagles got their
God.
fluke Super Bowl that
But
they
wait,
should have lost, by the way.
Seamus. In this hypothetical
The
scenario,
Patriots were the better
Taylor
team.
is saying that the Phillies are going to win the wild card round and then lose in the
No,
following
no.
round.
No,
That's
no.
not what he said.
That's not what I meant.
That
yeah.
is not what he said.
Oh,
and
so they're just-
once you get into the postseason in baseball and win a series, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? I got a Super Bowl in 2017. I got one. You
So
got
what-
one too.
for the-
We
for the-
haven't gotten a world championship since 2008.
Taylor, for the
Yes.
Eagles, they're guaranteed to go to the Super Bowl or win it.
Yes, guaranteed to go.
Who cares? They're going to get smoked by Josh Allen. Who
Seamus, you're
cares?
saying that as if we didn't just talk about how the Phillies will lose to the Mets.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's been so long that no rational or even somewhat decent person who claims to be a Philadelphia sports fan would go Eagles over Phillies
I
at
think
No.
the
this
majority
point.
of people would
And-
go
yeah,
Eagles
but,
over
yeah, but the
Phillies.
majority of
I'm
people
tweeting this
are
poll out on our
frauds.
page.
They're frauds, and they are not worthy of watching sport.
Bryce Harper gets injured in the last wild card game.
Dude, we have other people.
Yes.
I mean,
look
he's
at
injured
him.
now, and we've thrived.
I'm tweeting this out.
Man,
on our
that
page.
deathbed's wearing off. He's coming alive
Ooh,
now.
that is a good poll. I mean, everybody's going to say Eagles Super Bowl, though. Like,
I don't give a shit what
I
everybody
don't know.
says.
Because
They're
of
wrong.
him constantly tweeting the Phillies, like our page has become very
no,
heavy Phillies.
Seamus needs to put the poll up.
No,
Well, no, because he's mainly Phillies people.
no, that's not true.
You think they would all say wild card?
Some of the people that follow him are psychos.
But that's not what you said, Taylor. You said if they
you
would
know
get,
what I
no,
meant.
you said they would get past the wild card round.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously, because who knows what the fuck's going to happen after that? Come on, Tower, think with your
A
brain.
Super Bowl appearance? That's
It doesn't
way cooler.
matter. It's not way cooler because guess what? If the Phillies get past the wild card and they're on fire, they could go to and win a World Series.
It's-
We have not been to a World
it's a-
Series since 2009.
It was a very mild performance in the wild card.
But we were. I don't
How's
give
that?
a shit. We were.
You just said
we
fair
were
odds.
in the Super Bowl, Taylor, in 2017. We haven't been to the World Series since 2009. There is a big difference in years when it comes to that.
If
I
you
would,
like,
however,
if you like baseball.
By
yeah.
the way, I would, however, take a Philadelphia 76ers finals appearance over a Philadelphia Phillies wild card win.
Wow.
And that
I totally
absolutely
would in a heartbeat.
because I fell in love with this Philadelphia 76ers team this season, except for the
I
head
would take
coach.
I would take a Sixers finals appearance over a Super Bowl.
Because
hands
guess what?
down.
I think the Sixers, if they get to the finals, they can easily win it.
Wait, all right, I have another one. Guaranteed the Sixers win the championship this season, but the Phillies will not make another playoff appearance for another decade.
That's
No,
fine.
Nope.
That's
Can't
fine.
do it.
I don't give a fuck.
I can't do that.
Phillies can burn
Oh,
in hell.
Vince.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Phillies can
Vince,
burn in
let's
hell.
go.
I need Joel Hands Embiid
I'm
winning
sorry,
a fucking
yeah.
chip.
He's gonna get one. just
Joel
not with
Embiid
us.
winning a NBA
No.
Finals / NBA Finals
No.
MVP would
No,
mean
Bryce
the world
Harper.
to me.
By the way, Bryce Harper deserves it just as much, if not more than Embiid.
nobody
That's-
cared. Nobody cared.
Are you kidding me, dude? How many MVPs does Joel Embiid have? How many? Oh, he was
None.
robbed. He was robbed. Bryce Harper has 2 MVPs. Was
One
on his
with
way.
us.
Was on his way to his 3rd MVP this season before.
Listen,
he got
listen.
hurt.
Okay.
No, let's not make
That's
this about
great,
Joel
no.
Harper,
versus Bryce.
Harper,
Don't do
no,
this.
no,
We
no,
love them
but
both.
Harper.
That's
okay,
great and all,
I
but-
wouldn't say Harper deserves it better. More, I take that back. But they're both equally.
He's sweating
They
so
both
much.
equally deserve it. They both equally deserve a championship in this city because they're the 2 best athletes this city has seen in
But-
decades. Decades.
but-
decades.
but-
decades.
But Joel Embiid has played his whole career here.
That doesn't.
He
that,
is
that
a
doesn't
baby
mean
to
any,
this city.
That doesn't mean
He came
anything
up
to
here.
me.
It does. It literally does.
Bro-
To the people of Philadelphia, it does.
All right, that's fine. That's a
It
fair
literally
argument.
does.
That's a fair argument, but I'm just saying I think Bryce Harper also deserves.
Yeah,
a,
he
deserves
does.
a ring.
No, he 100% does. I never said he didn't.
All
And-
right,
But
and
I
those-
would
and
rather
those
see
two-
Joel Embiid win one
Over
before
Harper,
Bryce.
you're
Yeah.
saying.
100%.
That's a violation.
Pat,
It's not.
Listen,
Pat,
at the end of the day, you got to choose one. I'm choosing the Sixers.
Pat and Vince. Now it's 20 years.
That's
One-
fine.
Ah, man.
I don't give a
That is
fuck.
rough. But like, I want
literally
to
don't give a
see
shit.
Joel win
I
so
literally,
bad.
as long as I see Joel Embiid
Taylor, you know what you're good at?
hoisting
You-
the Larry O'Brien trophy, I will be happy. I'll kill myself. I'll literally just kill myself
Taylor,
because
you're-
I'll be happy. That'll be the happiest I'll ever be in my life.
That's what you said about the Eagles too. Come on, it's all fleeting. And
No, I didn't. I never said
and
that.
life doesn't matter.
Show me the recording.
I don't.
Show
have
me the
it.
recording.
I don't have it. But
Where
you
are
were,
the
you
tapes?
were way too excited
the
in
tapes?
2017 about the Eagles, Pat. A little too excited. But I will say this, Taylor. You are an instigator.
Yes.
You divide people.
Yes.
You are the ruiner of shows, and what
Yes.
could be great shows, you have to ruin them.
Yes.
Because I thought before today that Vince, Pat, and I had great chemistry. I get it all the time on the streets. Seamus and Vince and Pat, you guys have great chemistry. The engineer's a little off in some ways, but he's fine. That's nice that you let him chime in. But now we're at the point where you're pinning me against my own conscience.
No, I was just
And
asking
you're
Pat
ma-
and Vince a
No,
question.
no, no. I know that, but you're making my internal
Organs.
like my who I am as a person. You're making me like really upset and like at odds with my own
All
self.
right. So here's what you're
and,
gonna do.
I'm very
what you're-
contemplating
all right.
ripping this dab pen right
Do
now
it. That's what I was gonna tell you to
in
do.
front of all these people.
That's fine. Do it.
You want to know how many selfies I took on your phone?
Do it.
I know.
Oh, he's gonna jerk off of those later.
No, but Pat, I understand that you're a
Or sorry,
homer.
jerk off.
You're a bigger fan of the Sixers than you are of the Phillies.
Yeah.
That's fine. I understand that.
So am I.
But I just don't want you to think that Bryce Harper is less of a man than Joel Embiid.
I never said
Listen,
that.
it's different with
Basically
Embiid
what you're
because
implying.
listen,
No,
it-
I said
no,
I'd
can
rather
I-
see Joel Embiid
can I-
win a chip. That's
Seamus,
all I
The
said.
reason
I
why it's
disagree.
different is because listen, we love Bryce. Bryce is great, but like we drafted him. We watched like him go through all of the struggles. We watched like the whole league like doubt he would ever even play, and then when he
Mhm.
did, like, oh, he'll just get hurt. He's injury prone. All that shit. Like we've been through everything with
The
Joel
fucking
Embiid.
ringer.
His whole career has been here, and I think it does impact it a little bit that Bryce is he was a signing like later in his career after he had already won an MVP, all that stuff. So it's not to say we don't love Bryce, but it's like you feel a different attachment to a guy like Embiid because
He's also
Mhm.
won an MVP for our city.
No,
and,
right,
and
I'm-
Embiid,
And
Has
nobody.
he
and,
been in the
and
playoffs?
Embiid hasn't.
Has he
Literally
been in the
no-
playoffs at all?
It's also easier to make the
Hold
playoffs
on.
in the
Okay,
NBA.
great. But has he been in the playoffs at all with
no,
us?
he hasn't.
Okay.
But he
have
has
the
an
Sixers
MVP.
been in the
But
playoffs?
Seamus,
Ha-
you
has
would-
Joel Embiid won an MVP with
Seamus,
the
you would
Sixers?
even
Has the
agree that
Sixers
Joel
been in
Embiid
the
has been
playoffs
Yeah,
and
robbed
the
of
Phillies
obviously,
haven't?
anybody
Yeah.
can make the dude. 8 teams in each conference make the fucking playoffs. It's a
Mhm.
fucking joke.
Seamus,
That's a fucking joke of a league.
you would also
10.
agree that Joel Embiid has been robbed of an MVP.
Even bigger joke. The NBA is a fucking joke.
So you're just angry at the sport of basketball because it's better than baseball?
Because I'm not a fan of communist China.
I love how Seamus,
China.
Seamus in the beginning of this segment about the Sixers talked about like how he's like in on the Sixers now, and then it ends with him saying like "fuck the sport of basketball."
no, I'm just saying how it's set up is ridiculous.
But,
It's
like,
ridiculous.
listen,
Why
you
should
don't
the
get my point at all?
why should the Chicago Bulls be a playoff team? They stink.
They were
You
like
don't
the
get-
fourth seed.
Yeah, the Chicago
They're-
Bulls were very good.
No,
Oh,
the
they
fifth
are
seed, sorry.
terrible. They are horrible. They are horrible. Put them against the Warriors. How are they going to feel against the Warriors or the Sixers playing in a game?
So you don't.
I mean-
I'm guessing the point went right over your head, huh?
No, Vince, I get what you're saying. I just think that we either have to make baseball a little more accessible than 3 wildcard teams. There should be 10 wildcard teams, just like the NBA, right? Make it fair. Let's have the Washington Nationals be able to make the playoffs this year. Because guess what? Damn it, they would if they were an NBA team. The Nationals would have made the playoffs without Soto, without Bell, without all these guys. They would have made it.
Disagree.
So anyway, but I guess we got to wrap up. But I do have to do one more thing before we leave, Vince, and that is very quickly, by the way, and that is my dad pen fell out. But if you were
You guys
to
know Seamus's dad pen.
if you her name's Julie, if you were to heckle one Philadelphia sports athlete, present or past, not Ben Simmons, not Carson Wentz, if you had the opportunity to non-violently heckle this person, who would it be?
Andrew Bynum.
I don't know
Vince?
why the first person that just came to my mind was Orlando Scandrick.
Yeah, that makes sense. Too.
I fucking hate that dude.
That's a solid one.
yeah.
He's just
But
like
yeah, no,
he came here for like what, like half a season, and then like he's still like on the whole shtick of like, oh, Philly's the fucking worst. Oh my god, he sucks, and he
does-
stinks.
Yeah.
I
Do
think
executive count too?
no athlete,
Ah,
but you can make a little asterisk.
Colangelo.
Colangelo.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think I'm gonna go
Very
with
obviously.
I think I'm gonna go with Scandrick because listen, there's a bunch of athletes that sucked that I would love to like be like you suck, but like Orlando Scandrick at the end of the day is like just a piece of shit, like annoying, like he fucking hates us. So like
That's
I
fair.
feel like I wouldn't feel as bad. It's not like Orlando Scandrick is just some innocent like he just didn't pan out guy. Now he came here, he sucked, and then he left, and he was like, yeah, fuck that place.
I have a 1A and 1B. Very quickly before we end, my 1A would be Jonathan Papelbon because that guy is a total.
He's another
loser.
one. I agree.
he
with
would
that.
assault you.
And yes, he would. And
He would beat the shit out of you.
I would go Jonathan Papelbon, and I would also go Sean Rodriguez because Sean Rodriguez also hates us for no reason. He was here for a half hour, and he hates us. So I want to thank everybody for listening tonight. Taylor,
Alexi Shved.
thanks for being divisive as usual. And Vince, I hope you're back in studio next week, man. I miss you.
We'll
You
see you
saw
on
me last-
Saturday, Vinny.
Yeah,
we're
we will
we're going to celebrate Pat O'Leary's
We will
birthday in
be-
Manioc this weekend. You can
Listen,
come out and drink with us on Saturday.
For the content, we have to all get really drunk because we haven't done that in a while, like together.
yes.
So let's black out.
Let's black out. We'll go to Lou Turks and we'll have ourselves a time.
No.
But from everybody from the Nosebleeds, we want to wish Pat O'Leary, our Danny DeVito, Always Sunny acquisition, our Frank Reynolds, a
We've
very,
always said that.
very, very happy birthday and a happy New
birthday,
Year.
Pat.
And guys,
thank
if you
you.
guys want to come out with us and drink and celebrate O'Leary's birthday with Vince and the whole squad, Pat Doyle will be there too. Sean Zarzation, Dan McGuckin, and the other people.
All right,
We're going to
goodbye.
have fun, baby. Happy birthday.